New year, new life. Why do I have to change my lifestyle if I'm very comfortable with the one I have already? Let me tell you something. Just go to the bathroom and stand up in front of the mirror and look at yourself. And ask yourself, why do I have to do this? Why should I start my diet now in the first day of the year? Why I have to go to the gym? I hate to go to the gym. Why do I have to follow all these rules, which I don't even know who imposed those rules on me? Dharma is actually a universal law that you apply depending on your situation. It's kind of a following rule, it's not really a rule. It's everything that you can do so you can tune into the purpose of your life. Why do I exist? What is it that I have to do in my life? What's the goal in my life? What is the end of my life? How do I harmonize my life with the universe? Sometimes we follow a tradition out of just obligation, out of respect for parents, for a family, because they have simply forced us to do that. And you never stop to think, why is it that I'm doing this? For whom? Why am I a doctor if I always dream with being an artist, an actor? Why did I marry Mary when I was in love with John? Your dharma is to be happy in one way. And deep down in your heart, you know it. So why is it that you still seek all the other ways to be happy? Learn to follow your dream and make your true purpose in life and not what they are forcing you to do. Learn to follow your dharma, but not out of obligation or out of fear, but out of love, with peace, gladly, with happiness. Namaskar, my friends. Here, Devadatta from Dallas. Welcome to another session of Tu Poder Cuántico. Changes are always good. You do them for a reason. That's why they're called changes. But changes are made with your heart, are followed by your heart, not because your neighbor told you to do that, or maybe a friend. If you really are very comfortable with your life, stay with your life. There's no problem with that. But there's a little problem, or at least for me, sometimes when we stay where we are, because we're comfortable. And when one is comfortable, one will get stuck in that position, in that situation. And it's like you lock yourself between those walls of comfort, of everyday, of daily life. And finally you end being like afraid of any possibility of something new. I remember a novel by Julio Cortázar. It's called The Taken House. It's about two brothers, a sister and a brother, grown-ups. So they live in this huge house in the middle of Buenos Aires, and they live there. They've been living there for the whole life, and they live off the money that the ranchers give them. And one day they hear noises on the other side of the house, and instead of going to see what's about, they lock themselves. They lock the door that goes to that side of the house, and they continue their life. And then another day they hear more noises closer, in the kitchen. So they go and they lock the door of the kitchen. And they do that until they have to leave their house. And they lock the door, and at the last moment the guy throws the key away, saying, "I don't want any thief to come into the house." They escape their own home. They escape their own place, their own protection. Because they were always very comfortable, feeling protected. So now one loses that path of life. And one is like wasting life. And one just goes through life without knowing where you're going, without knowing what you want, just forcing yourself to do it, or maybe just forcing yourself to do what others tell you to do. Because we think that suffering is a requirement of the human being, and we just live with it. We all face suffering in a different way. And sometimes we finally ruin our lives completely. Life, believe me, is not difficult. Or maybe yes, it's difficult, but it's not about sacrifices, it's not about pain, it's not about suffering. We make it like that. We have a choice, and we choose that, to suffer. Life is wonderful. Waking up in the morning is wonderful. Breathing is wonderful. Life is the greatest opportunity that the universe is giving you. You have to take advantage of life because it's too short. Everything in life will lead you to your liberation, to your own space in this dimension. You must find your own way. You must do what you're called to do. You must do what your heart tells you to do. How fantastic is it that you know exactly in the bottom of your heart what you want to do? Why is it that you don't do it? This is your moment. Instead of saying, this new year I'm going to start my diet or going to go to the gym, why don't you think, this is my time. I want to do what makes me happy. I want to give a meaning to my life. We all have infinite capacity for being creative. We all have dreams. When Dyer comments on Ernest Holmes' work about this fire from heaven that we all have, fire from heaven that we all have, couldn't be more explicit. That power that you have within. Dharma is like a finger pointing to the moon. A trip to your own moon, a trip to your own dreams, a trip to your own destiny. Dharma is your life, not a goal in your life. Choose it well and consciously. Like the Buddha says, with pure and radiant full attention, I purify my mind. Attention. With that same attention, you live in the present. You live your life to the fullest. And don't regret. Don't regret what you have done, and don't be afraid of what you may do. Because if you regret what you've done, you're like losing time in something that's already past, and you're moving away from your present, and you're walking away from that opportunity to creating, to follow, to renew yourself. Without this attention, your life and the reason for your life are like imbalanced. Everything that I do since I wake up is like coffee, good music, your job, your work, your food, your rest, your favorite movie, your relationships. Everything is part of your day. Everything is part of your life. Everything is life. And sometimes we're always looking forward. I'm looking for this, I'm looking to obtain this, I'm looking to get to this place, I'm looking to get this money. It's always an infinite, improvement. It's like a tireless search. But of what? Of material, of money, of success, at work, of travel, of love. But these are like physical searches, momentary searches that they don't exist. Because you're never quite finished looking for them. And when you're wise, you have managed to conquer all this, like to conquer your anger, to conquer your desires, to conquer your fear, your habits. You learn how to forgive, and you learn how to be merciful. And when you live in consciousness, you live within, you live inside of yourself. And you tune in with that cosmic order. Your purpose is to be. Lately, I haven't been reading a lot, and I used to read a lot of books like novels or historical books, and I love them. But lately I was thinking, no, if I read a book, I'm losing time. I should be studying, I should be writing. But you see, that's the point. You're not losing time. You're feeding your soul, you're feeding yourself. You really have to love yourself, because part of being in life, part of being alive is to feel alive. You must take time for yourself, for your intellect, for your fantasies. Do to be, able to be. Because your life needs that. Your dharma needs it. Your dharma is not the end of your life. Your dharma is your life. Do to be, able to be. You're responsible of your life. You're responsible of your happiness, of your dharma. Always love yourself. Because loving yourself, you're going to continue doing every single day what you love. Only he who believes in the magic of life can control life. Namaskar, my quantum friends. Sunday afternoon, December 31st, 2023. We're really hours to change and into a new year. I want to take this opportunity to really thank you from my heart. I started this channel a little more than 2 years ago, in the middle of the pandemic, in the middle of a crisis, and I had a crisis in those days. And you have given me so much strength. You've healed me with so much good vibes, so many good vibes, so much good vibration. Thank you for following me. Thank you for teaching me to believe in myself. Thank you for being there on the other side of the screen. Thank you for listening to me going back home, in a bus, in a taxi, in an Uber, laying down in your bed, sitting on the floor, wherever you are when you're listening to these words. Thank you. And Happy New Year to all of you. Infinite Dharma to all of you. Infinite desire to live life to all of you. Here, Devadatta from Dallas.